What would you say to someone? Maybe they're on the fence about joining the program, they're considering it. What would you tell them?
There's a lot of testimonies out there. I was saying to my partner the other day, like I wanted my testimony. Like if someone was to look at this and see someone like me,
Mm.
someone a Māori from New Zealand who's done your course. I'm a real human. I've done the actual course. I'm making money. I would say just do it. Take the leap. Mitch, he's the real deal. Get off the fence and do
Get off the fence, mate. Take the leap of faith, right? And obviously,
it.
coming through the program now, you feel like you got your value for money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, and
I've
maybe
already I've already made back plus more on my investment. So yeah.
like, there's no way I can learn how to trade in 30 days, right? There's no way. What would you say to them?
What I wanted, I was hungry for it. So I don't know if everyone else has got the same hunger, but I was
Mm.
definitely hungry for it. I knew I could do it. I really wanted to do it, and I dove in. You don't have to study much, but I studied whenever I could, and I went over it whenever I could. And even now, I'm still going over it. I still refer back to the training, everything that I learned.
Did
Yeah.
you ever feel like you had to wait for a reply from me to get answered if you were after me specifically? Because that's the million-dollar question, man.
No.
Everyone wants to know, oh, there's no way I'm going to get a one-on-one line with him. There's no way he's going to,
Yeah.
reply to me. How can he help me if he's helping all these other people? What do you feel? A lot of people, when they get to a certain level, they think they're up here and they're too good, right? And they just try to delegate everything. But I'm literally there on the ground with you, helping everyone day in, day out. And when you say the Discord, like what specifically are you referring to inside there?
The daily watch lists, levels and targets, and recaps as well. It's good to recap over everything and just get an understanding on the direction of the market. I think is a big learning for me as well. Just learning to read and understand that kind of terminology is a lot of value there.
All right, we've got Bo here. He just finished our 30-day coaching program, mate. If you could describe it in just one sentence, what would you say?
It's very simple and easy to learn.
Yeah, mate, short and sweet, straight to the point, right? Just
Yeah.
traditional to the MMT format. So think back to sort of, before you started with us, what did your trading look back then versus now?
Pretty much clueless, just trying to figure it out on my own, watching videos. And I had a few friends that were doing it as well. So I was just hearing what they were doing and trying to imitate what they were doing. They were doing what I thought was okay. Yeah, it didn't work out like that for me.
Yeah.
So I failed a lot, lost a lot of money. Yeah, so it was really good. I joined up with MMT.
And what was that sort of tipping point, that made you say, I need to invest in this program? Like what made you choose us over the others and what made you take that bite the bullet in the first place?
I think for me, I knew it was something I wanted to do. I
Yeah.
definitely knew that. I just knew that there were a lot of scammers out there and I needed to find someone who was genuine, the real deal. That's what I wanted.
When people say it's too good to be true, I mean, look at the client testimonials, look at the
Mm,
Q&As, look at because these are just real raw conversations, right? And
yeah,
a lot of people these days, what do? They have thousands of written reviews that you can literally pay for and they mean nothing. And so if you ever want to, make sure that you're working with someone who's legit, make sure they got video testimonials from real people that have real results. And that's going to be the difference between you getting scammed by someone pretending to be someone who they're not, or working with someone that's legit and actually gets the results that they're going to promise you. And
that's
how
it.
did you find sort of like the structure of the program coming through? Like, did it surprise you? Did it exceed what you were expecting?
I think it did exceed. It was what you needed to know at the right time. So it wasn't too much at the beginning. It was just flowed nice.
Yeah, we get that a lot, and that's deliberate, right? We've sort of laid out those stages so it's nice and easy to get through them, and you're not
Yeah.
overwhelmed with all the irrelevant information, right from the start. So, would you say like the content, was crystal clear, or were there any moments there where you felt overwhelmed? How would you describe the overall content delivered?
Absolutely crystal clear. There's the only time I had to ask for help was when I needed confirmation on what I was doing was actually what I was learning, and that's about it. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was definitely so easy to learn. Yeah.
How fast can you confidently complete your analysis versus when you started?
Yeah, almost immediately, can identify the trends and where everything is and when to enter and when not to enter. It's straightforward now. There's no difficulty involved at all, especially with the help of our Discord and all of that.
And so would you say if you were to pull up a chart and just one asset, how long would it take you to actually analyze it? Are we talking 5 minutes, 50 minutes?
Probably 5 minutes.
And what about before when you started, when you were trying to figure it out on your own?
I'd probably be staring for too long and over analyzing everything and missing all what's actually happening.
And as someone that's sort of gone through that, right? Like, what part of the course did you find an absolute game changer for you and why?
I think the ongoing support for me and definitely the ongoing support through the Discord. Continued support. I've finished the course and still getting support every single day. I think
Yeah.
there's a lot of value there.
And when you say the Discord, like what specifically are you referring to inside there?
The daily watch lists, levels and targets, and recaps as well. It's good to recap over everything and just get an understanding on the direction of the market. I think is a big learning for me as well. Just learning to read and understand that kind of terminology is a lot of value there.
And so for the people that don't know what the daily watch list is or how much value is inside that, right? How could you describe that to them? Because I don't want to give it in my words, let you, tell the people.
Just being able to use the levels and the targets and the pivot points and even the daily description on the intentions of those levels and what to expect, high expectations, low expectations. So you can go in with the right intentions, on what to expect before the market opens. So we're ready to go when it's happening or before it happens. So I think the heads up is a major thing.
You've joined a couple of live trading sessions now. So like, how would you say those live trading sessions help you, take things to the next level and see everything in action? Do you enjoy them? Do you get value out of them? Do you learn just as much from them as the coaching calls?
Yeah, definitely. It's the top-down analysis that you do. I think we get to imitate that as you're doing it as well. So for me, it's a hands-on approach while it's happening. Repeating that process has helped me to become profitable consistently.
Big part of that is the support that we gave you throughout the program, right? And that's what we offer that no one else does, that one-on-one hand holding from the start right through to the end. And like you said, even after you finish the program, we don't just vanish and disappear. We're still there to help you and guide you through the next 6, 12, 24 months. So how quickly did you get the support when you needed it throughout the program?
Oh, you replied. Like, I was actually surprised how quick the responses were. It's not what I was usually used to, and it might even compared to other places, it might bloody automatic response from AI robot or something like that. But now with you and Kai, it's direct, personal, and straight to the point.
Yeah, and the reason we have more than one coach, right? If I'm not available, one of the other guys are. So how was your experience with the other coaches? You found them pretty easy to get along with. They provided value and helped you when you needed help. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
On top of that, obviously you had direct access to me the entire time. Did you ever feel like you had to wait for a reply from me to get answered if you were after me specifically? Because that's the $1 million question, and everyone wants to know, oh, there's no way I'm going to get a one-on-one line with him. There's no way he's going to reply to me. How can he help me if he's helping all these other people? What do you feel?
And I think that was the biggest surprise, the big man of the company is like direct messaging me like immediately. You're on the tools, you're in there, you're doing it, you're with us, all the way.
What would you say, obviously in relation to watching YouTube, I'm sure that's something that you did prior to coming to the course, right? Or how would you say the course stacks up against the free YouTube content that you might have watched? Because that's the question I get all the time, right? Like, oh, why would I pay to get a coach? Like, it's all for free on YouTube. And sure, like there's a lot of information on YouTube, a lot of stuff you can learn, right? Trading's probably not one of those things where you want to go to YouTube for, though.
I think like compared to YouTube, I would say I learned a lot of terminology on YouTube, and that's probably it. I came into MMT knowing what support and resistance was and what a trend was. Didn't know actually what to look for in those to actually determine whether or not they were strong or weak. So I think that's the comparison there. You can learn flash words on YouTube, but if you want the real deal, you got to learn it properly.
What Bo's trying to say, everyone, is if you want to lose money, go and watch YouTube. If you want to be consistently profitable, get a coach that's already done what you're trying to do that will walk you through the entire process. That's what I tell everyone. Like, if you're committed, I've tried to I've got to be careful with what I say here. Obviously, as a licensed advisor, I can't say the wrong things, but I mean, I've really tried to set this up in a way where if you're disciplined, you're mature, and you're committed, which are the 3 things that I look for in a client, it's almost impossible for you not to get results. We walk you through the entire process, then we spoon feed you all our charts and trades, plus you have direct support from me. So for you to fail, it means you're not putting in the effort, right? And you're not putting in, you're not doing the content, you're not doing the homework, you're not sending through the charts, you're not doing the coaching calls. I'm glad that you did, and you've come out the other side with, more results that is it safe to say, like, obviously you started here when we first spoke, you wanted to get to here. Have we bridged that gap for you?
Yes, we definitely have, yes.
Yeah, we've got you to where you want to be. Would you say quicker than you expected or when you expected?
Very quicker, heaps quicker.
Glad that you trusted us in this journey and that we were able to get you from where you were to where you wanted to be quicker than expected. It's been a pleasure. You put in the work, you deserve everything, and I look forward to where the next 6, 12, and even 24 months takes you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, bro. I appreciate everything.
All good, my man.